What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Vampy Book Club. We're gonna be on episode 32. We're doing actually, I can't do nothing just yet because I have to bring in B and I have to bring in my boy Dale. What's going on, guys?
Yo, 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 yo.
So it's a big issue this week.
Fun issue. Fun.
Fun and a big issue, a big cover. It's a big cover issue too because it's one of Frazetta's Frazetta's more well-known things that he's done, because the story goes James Warren liked the Luana painting so much, wanted it as the cover for, because he won the bid for the comic. So Luana is a Italian movie, pretty much. Pretty much how me and B would explain it. Sheena, it's
Sheena,
much,
Queen of the Jungle, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, Italian version. And then, so they won the rights to publish the comic version. And then there was a book version, and there was the movie in Italy in the 70s. So we actually read the Luana story, and we read the Panther story and the Vampy story in it. But like I told you guys last week, I was gonna have you guys guess the price of it, what it sold for in 1976, in June in 1976. So what are your guys' guesses so far?
I went low. I went like $300 because thinking about 1976. So,
well, what about you, Dale?
Are you talking about the painting, right?
The painting in 76. What it sold for in the 76 to the original owner, or to the.
I'm thinking 76, and so I'll say probably around roughly $1,000. I'll say 1,000.
Well, Dale's the closest, and well, you're close, but you're not as close. 6,000.
oh wow,
Okay.
man, we suck, Dale.
yeah. So here's
considering $6,000 in 76, that's a lot of cash.
That's a lot of money. Holy
but here's
crap.
here's the pay stub for it. So it actually says Frazetta sold it to the gentleman in June of I think like June 7th or something like that of 76 for $6,000. And then it sold in 2025 in November of this year for any guesses?
I'm really interested in what it sold for here.
Any guesses on that one?
12,000? 12? Let's double it up.
Triple it.
Oh,
100.
Okay, I'll show you guys the drum roll, please.
Holy cow, million.
Yes.
what the bleep? Oh my God.
And that was November of last year.
Yeah, November of last year. So imagine the guy bought it in 76, and sold it for this.
Holy crap, dude.
Dude, he bought it in 76 for
My
6,000. You know what I mean? He bought it in 76 for 6,000, and he sold it for it. But I read the synopsis of the thing, what else it came with. So, I mean, you didn't make out pretty bad. You made out pretty decent. It comes with Vampy. It comes with a copy of Vampy. It comes with a copy of this, with a Vampy 31, and then it comes with Luana poster. Then it comes with some other stuff. And the books. So you didn't make out too bad for paying whatever you paid for it.
You had to wait like 50 years, but oh my God, 1.7 mil.
Yeah, 1.7 mil, and
wow.
it's from the original guy too. The original guy, and he gave you the pay stub with Frazetta's signature on it.
Oh. So dude, I knew you talked about it last week. You hyped it up last week, and damn, dude, that just blew my mind. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. I'm trying to look up to see how much $6,000 what it compares to based off inflation calculator.
Right.
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I'm
it's gonna be
curious
insane.
too now because I looked at it. I'm like, he didn't do too bad.
so $6,000 for 1976 will be equivalent to $34,178.07 in today's money, based off of
Wow.
inflation.
So that's what he paid in today's money.
Yes.
If it was,
So if you would have bought it, like say, beginning of last year, and then sold it in November, like towards the end, or like more today's money, you would have paid 34 grand for it. $34,100, and then then sold for $1.75 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I researched it. I looked up the name. It's the same guy, so it's the same guy on the stub as the owner on this.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
That's absolutely insane.
It's wild. Either way, based off of just based off of inflation,
yeah.
Still a great deal by any means.
And then and guess what? Next month, me, you, and B are gonna have to freaking guess to see what Vampy One's painting's gonna sell for. Vampy One's coming up. Vampy One's painting's coming up, and yeah, so I will. So that's gonna be fun to guess on one of the episodes to see where it ends at, because it starts next month.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah, so the auction drops next month. So I'm curious what it's gonna end up.
So it's an auction for it. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited
for the original painting of Vampirella for that's the Vampirella 1 cover.
Yeah, the Vampirella 1 cover that the guy, I guess I'm assuming it's the original guy that bought it is trying to sell it now, since
maybe the one on my shirt.
Yeah, but I'm guessing he saw what this sold for. That's why he goes, wonder what my Vampy 1 would sell for. I bet you anything that's what happened was he saw what that sold for. He goes, I wonder what Vampy 1's getting.
Oh wow, that's gonna be twice, three times as much.
And I see that in the comments here that DC Deadman fan asked how much taxes he would have had to pay on 1.75.
Yeah.
It's for one taxes.
I know that was good with numbers. So
yeah, he would pay probably 35 to 37% of that of that. That's what he would have paid.
So 35 picked it up because whoever picked it up from the original guy. So that's
but like as the seller, if it was like as reportable income,
right, for
the 1.75 million, he would have paid 35 by today's standards, and just on federal taxes alone. If he had to pay state tax, if it was a state that he had to pay state tax, whatever the state tax is. But let's say if he lived in Florida and had to report like have it as reportable income, then there's like 35% of that because it's over.
Jesus,
because it's like over. It's like over $250,000 he made or whatever.
Dude, but that's still he made a lot from 6,000. You know what I mean? From 6,000 to this, so he didn't do too bad. I mean, honestly, but
yeah, he did great.
Yeah, you did, but you get a bunch of other stuff on top of it. So
yeah.
I'm just looking over the cover real quick because I got my shit right here.
Yeah,
I can zoom up on it. Great shadows in her stomach area right here with the ribs. It's absolutely great, dude. This is the painting. I love the eyes. I love the hair. I mean, maybe we could have a little bit more of a line art with the air, but we're talking painting here,
right?
But it's great with the background, and then of course you're gonna have a panther right there. Like, wait, why is there a panther? We're gonna go. It's a little bit spoiler. Why is there a panther on this cover?
Yeah.
Why? Maybe there's a story there, but I like the tiger and everything.
Yeah,
it's great.
Lion, the monkey, but they're all involved. All three of the animals are involved in the story. So we're gonna be getting into like I hyped you guys up on this story anyways about her becoming the bride of Sun God, and what happens when when you get a little too close to her.
It was fun. Like I'm like, what is Jeff over here talking about? You know, what are you talking about? And then we get anybody takes a fancy to old Vampy over here, something may happen to them.
Yeah, well, let's just say Vampy goes walking in Paris in a romantic city. And yeah, pretty much a Frenchman goes, I've never seen something so beautiful before. Let me go walk up behind her. Not knowing that she's been a bride to a sun god. And a beam of light comes down and just disintegrates our Frenchman for out of nowhere. She go, but the funniest part is the way she answers. Goes, oh, not again! God damn it!
No, for real. That's like right when I read that, like, not again. Oh my god, this is happening again and again, over and over again. It looks like, and like, it's so great because it's like, oh my god, this keeps on happening again, because it is Vampirella, and people are like, oh, she's so beautiful,
right?
Why is this like? It's like, not again. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if we go back to the last issue, because it's almost the second parter of it, is that like she's married to like the sun god, that like wants at the next full moon, something like that, like the next moon or whatever,
wants an answer.
Yeah, wants an answer. Are you going to be with me and we can go to these other realms and like can rule everything and we're together? That's the answer. Like, it's almost a proposal to her,
right?
But like in between that moon that's gonna come, like anybody that like wants to hit on Vampirella gets struck down with freaking sun.
So I'm wondering,
fireball or something.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many times it's happened, because she goes, it happens again, because so the Frenchman's not the first one. So I'm like, I'm like, damn, how many times did it happen?
Yeah, so that's kind of, it seems like it's a little bit of a plot hole here that between the last issue, which introduces Vampirella and the sun god, their sudden love interest in each other, and now she left Mexico and goes all the way to Europe, to France or Western Europe, and it's like, oh no, not again. I was like, because here comes this French dude. Like, it's stabbed by some sort of like sun fireball. It's like, what the heck?
I would be scared. Well, you can't be scared because you don't even know it's coming. So you would be like, oh shit.
It's funny because like she's in Mexico and Huitzilopochtli freaking followed her to Paris.
Right.
And then once like somebody takes a fancy to her, Huitzilopochtli freaking struck down the freaking orb from sun, because he's the sun god,
right?
And but what's great is like what we're going to get into right now, because like, so now Vampirella, she made pretty much like what him and Huitzilopochtli made love over there, sun god, and she's like, and he's like, I want to marry you, but you have like 30 days. We'll say 30 days is whenever the next moon. And so like in that time of 30 days, she goes over here to Paris, right? And so now she's up in Paris.
The wrong place to be when you're engaged.
Exactly. And there's this poet that comes. So here we go.
Yeah, here we go. So like B was saying, but like Del was saying, this is a plot hole, because she gets to the apartment, talks to freaking Pendragon, and Pendragon doesn't get no damage at all. So it's like
he got his flask, dude. He's drinking.
Yeah. It's like, it's just kind of, I guess, like the this is where I guess the sun god realizes that Pendragon is just some
more like a father figure to her.
Like a harmless old man that's just like her little buddy type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. Not like, he's not really jealous of Pendragon. He's just
because he's an alcoholic. So
but he's realizing, he's just a harmless old man, harmless old man that's a drunk, and not really doing anything. It's not really trying to hit on Vampirella.
Yeah, but the funniest thing she goes, Penny, it happened again.
It happened again.
It happened again. I'm like, and then in my head, I'm like, how many times did it happen before that though? It's like
Exactly.
how many times did it happen in the plane when you guys were flying in a plane?
Between the trip, whatever time after that,
yeah,
however long they were in Mexico after that, the hookup,
yeah,
and on the way to the airport, in flight to Europe, and then up until that point.
I mean, if I had to write one, if I had to write like in between story, I would write an in between one for this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this definitely could have been written out. Multiple. Have another story, another chapter, another issue for sure.
Right. So, like I said, after reading this one, I had another idea for like at least an extension to it. Like, how many times?
Yeah. How many times? And you can do, man, we can do 13 stories, man, 13 issues of every time somebody looked at Vampirella and wanted to marry her, and then like Sun God just like it's gonna like freaking Mortal Kombat. How many times can you kill him? That's funny.
So and then we end up, well, the main reason they're in Paris in the first place was because of Pendragon has a great aunt or something like that.
Yep.
Something like that. A great aunt that he doesn't even know if it's dead or alive.
Yeah.
And then he gets a letter from this lady now that we get into. So yeah.
What they do here is like so they're gonna bring Vampirella and Pendragon into Paris because Pendragon has an aunt that is supposedly dying, and but like what they do there, like maybe the sister of the aunt, because we don't really know what's going on. Right. They do seances, so we're talking like seances. Let's do a seance and have the dead people come talk through us. And
we didn't.
That's what they try. That's what they're saying.
Well, I didn't know that.
She's like a psychic medium.
Exactly.
More like a con. Well, the way I read it, she's more like a con woman than anything.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Like they're con. They want to bring in people and give them their money and then like do a fake seance. But like this time, when you get Vampirella from Draculon.
Yeah, we haven't got to that part just yet. So
I get excited.
No, we know. We all get it. I got excited too, but we get introduced to them and everything, and then about the house or whatever, it's the guillotine house or whatever it is, and then with the poet we were talking about. So let's just say she goes walking by a lake, meets a freaking poet. So first thing I thought was, poet's gonna get it.
Yeah. This is a great character in this story. Like this character like really will bring everything around to the end.
Right.
But we won't spoil it. But like he's like, man, like the beauty, like I love it because like it's the beauty of Vampirella. Like she is so damn beautiful that like people like look at her, they're just drawn to her, and like. For us as a comic book, dude, this is a comic book, bro. And so but like looking at her, like I'm drawn to her for some reason. Like I just like, man, it's so pretty. Like I love the black and white art in this one is great too.
Right.
We'll get to that later. But when the poet is like, I'm a poet, and like I've never I've never seen anybody as beautiful as you are, and I want to write a poem about you. And
the first poem she hears, she's thinking he wrote it. So he goes, "Did you write that?" He goes, "No, but I can write one about you or something like that."
Yeah, he's like, no, he's like, now his main mission is to write a poem about her. And do we get to that?
Let's just say it gets a little interesting. It starts getting interesting because he pretty much pushes a letter under her from her apartment hotel.
He ended up following her to the hotel. So
that's not creepy.
It is a little creepy, but she's like, no. What's funny? He's like, I want to write a poem about you. She's like, dude, you're such a nice guy. I don't want you to get struck down by Wichita Possibly, dude. It'll send the fucking sunbeam down on you. And she's like, I gotta go. And so like, he follows her because he's like, oh my God, this girl's so beautiful. And like, I write a poem, I'm going to put it underneath their door. But like Vampirella, like she wanted to know this poem. If it wasn't for, Wichita Possibly, Chili would fucking strike him down. And so she was trying to save his life the whole time. And then when she gets this poem under her door and she reads it, we don't really get to see what it says, but it's like, it really like it. This is where the story is going to go.
Yeah. It pretty much it resonates with her. And then it makes her think about like, maybe I shouldn't be engaged to this guy. Like, but well,
she's like having second thoughts.
This part, me and Del always laugh about this part. She always forgets to drink her fucking blood, her blood substitute.
I know. I saw this too.
Well, I just kind of want to go back to the
poet.
Yeah, to the poet, to the situation here. That's I kind of want to bring up something too that I noticed that with her, and so far what I've read so far in this series, that whenever she like gets a crush on somebody, okay, or like there's like a sudden infatuation with another person,
with the male counterpart,
with the male counterpart, it seems like like okay, for the one that kind of resonates a little bit more, it's like okay, shit, like there was one part that the Dracula run. Like she was kind of falling for Dracula, and then something I forget what happens, but then she has like second thoughts. Yeah, something came up and said she has second thoughts, and all of a sudden like she doesn't.
It seems to happen a lot to her in these things because married to a sun, engaged to a sun god, and now meets the freaking poet, and now is second guessing it again like last time.
Yeah, because I think it was. Yeah, because I think it was like she was having second thoughts, and
because Adam Van Helsing,
that's right.
From the last one.
Yeah, because of Van Helsing, that's like she was having second thoughts of her relationship with Dracula because of Adam Van Helsing, and then she's like, forget it, no, I'm gonna call it off.
Right. So every time, so she gets into almost two relationship type deal. It's like, But this one. Well, when we get to the Madam, what the hell was her name again? Madam something? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not worried about it, but we end up meeting the mistress of the house of whatever.
Like she's like the psychic, whatever.
Psychic medium. So I assumed she had no actual psychic ability at all. She was just a con woman, and she's just gonna con the shit out of Pendragon because Pendragon is drunk. But come to find out, freaking Vampirella goes, I hate to be who this part is my like me and Del were still talking, and like BB just laughed at when I mentioned it is every freaking time in the middle of the story. I forgot my blood substitute again. How the fuck do you do that every time?
It's so that they can write the next line in the bubble is be like, maybe somebody's jugular might be open and I can just take advantage of it. Right. But they gotta be bad. Like, what I like about this, like Vampirella doesn't like go kill innocent people.
Right.
If she's gonna suck a jugular, what they say in there. It's going to be somebody that's bad, and maybe that's somebody that's bad in this issue, right?
Well, we'll find out in 2 more pages. But she goes, I would feel bad for whoever's going to be around, who's ever jugglers around, and so they end up, the butler ends up introducing them, and then some weird stuff happens, like B was saying, So Huxilopacli ended up getting into possessing this lady and goes, I need an answer right now.
Yeah, no. What's so cool about this right here, I read it twice, and the second time reading it, I
read it like 3 times. So
I was a little bit higher than I was before the first time I read it, but it made total sense because like this story when the first time I read it was like just good, but like when I read it the second time, like it. And from the first one, from what are we on? Jeff, are we on 31 or 32?
31? Yeah, 31.
So 30 and 31 is a continuation story.
Yeah.
So this is like part 2 of from 31. So now it makes sense. And like when oh my god, like so Huitzilopochtli fucking takes over the seance because like this girl is she, like you said, she's a fraud. She's just trying to make people's money, like getting people's money, being a fraud. But when it actually happens, the sun god comes down and takes her over. And Vampirella is like, "Oh my god, what just happened?" Because he's like
she's like, "Oh shit,
oh
what
shit!"
the hell's going on?
I'm not going to only take down this place. I'm going to take down all of Paris. Like it's going to be like a freaking catastrophe.
Right.
The whole city's going to die. And like. And that's what happens in this seance.
Well, yeah, pretty much at this part of it, like the bottom half of the story is she goes welcome, and then all we see is this part. This part is when when it gets all dark. Yeah, it's when the Huitzilopochtli takes over and goes, I need an answer, or if I don't get an answer right now, or by the time the next moon comes, I'm taking all of Paris with me.
That's one of the things I noticed too. Like also, it's like it went from a potential con seance to like legit that a
legit thing.
To the actual sun god took over the medium, and so it's like hey, like possessed her. It started talking all this madness.
Yeah, and then the funniest one is the husband comes in and goes, sorry guys, and then and then the husband goes, what the fuck was all this about the sun god deal?
She was like, what are you talking about? I didn't say anything about that.
Exactly. He's like, what are you doing? Like, this wasn't part of our stick. This wasn't part of our like ruse to like get money from people. And she was like, what the heck happened? What is, and so like, but I love how like Vampirella says, oh no, there's a panel where she's like, no. So, but then we get to this point where so Vampirella and Pendragon wants to
they gotta get out, leaving. They're pretty much getting out of there. And then but Pendragon doesn't really hear it, but I think Vampy hears somebody screaming, asking for help, and she goes, Pendragon goes, we got to get out of here or so whatever.
Yeah.
But she goes, somebody needs our help. So she, like we said, she didn't take her freaking, her serum.
Serum.
So she was getting a little famished. So she had to go help somebody. See,
it was cool about like with this issue. So like right now here and there is like, so they're leaving the little mansion or whatever that they're in. But Vampirella senses like there's something was wrong in there. And like you hear this girl screaming. And what's so weird about like this wannabe seance cults that want to bring people in. They throw people in, like they'll get people, I don't know what it is, and they'll put them in a bathtub of like acid and they just like die. Right.
Pretty much. So, pretty much.
it is what it is. Like they're like just trying to kill people.
Right.
Who knows what it is? It could be, like H.H. Holmes type of freaking haunted freaking mansion. But like, so they're throwing these people in to dissolve their bones and flesh and everything. So it's made to be gruesome. Like this is not made. This is a horror magazine. This is
not for kids.
This is a horror magazine. And so like Vampirella senses this right when she got there and went like, and so like when I read that one line, it really made me like, okay, so Vampirella can have like maybe this sense of like bad things happening around her. And so like, okay, I mean, we're talking Vampirella here, y'all.
Yeah.
We're talking trying like, who she is,
right,
what she does from freaking 19 freaking whenever this came out, 70s, to now. So like to have a little bit of sense of that where she was able to like sense somebody like being tortured or
but
a lot of people being tortured there. It's crazy.
You've only read the new stuff, so it's I know it's pretty interesting for you to find out that she has, where some of the abilities that she has now, where they came from. So it's
that's what I'm talking about. Origins of, and we'll get later on here where maybe she turns into a bat too, but it's cool. So she senses that, and she's gonna go save this person, and so like, oh my gosh, so like,
but it makes sense. It makes sense of her being a bat and biting somebody. It doesn't make sense for her to be in human form and just and just jumping on somebody,
Yeah, that's what I noticed in this one is like when she wants to go and suck some blood out of a jugular, she's gonna turn into a bat form to do it.
Right. Yeah. It makes more sense. I mean, it's less conspicuous than a freaking half naked female on top of you biting you.
Exactly. Because that's one of the things I noticed that's been done here in the past couple issues that she's whenever she gets the thirst,
the urge,
the thirst for blood, it's that she has to go into bat form and then attacks the person that she's trying to attack for blood. And as before, early on, when it started introducing her getting her thirst, she was still in the
human form.
The human form, and then she was when she would attack people. Even during those couple issues that she was
all drugged up,
up, she was still going after people in human form. She didn't transform into a bat.
Well, towards the third half of the story, then she turned into a bat, but she didn't turn into a bat during the middle or the.
Up until that point, it was just mostly mainly staying in the human Draculonian form, and she wasn't transforming into a bat.
So maybe not enough. Maybe not enough serum. Maybe if she doesn't have serum for 24 hours, she reverts back into a bat.
all bets are off, man. When she's thirsty, all bets are off.
Yeah, all bets are off. Anybody, any bad guy's veins is gonna be a good vein for her, pretty much. Yeah. But then we get to saving the girl. Goes back to the hotel with the girl. Then she gets an idea and goes, maybe I should just tell him, hey, I want some. I don't want you to take down all of Paris, but I want you to take down this the certain house with certain people in it.
Yeah. So like rereading this, like I got it. I'm like, okay, so like she tells Huitzilopochtli, the sun god, that like it's time for her, a decision if like she wants to marry him and then go up there in the stars. And like she says, like, I don't want to get too close, but she's like, he wants to strike down Paris with a thunderbolt. A thunderbolt is what they say.
Right.
And she's able to tell him where to put that thunderbolt to.
Pretty much. And then
that was amazing because like you go ahead and put this thunderbolt to this wannabe Seos mansion or whatever, where they're like putting bodies in acid. So that's where she points the thunderbolt to.
Yeah, but she finally tells or whatever, and then pretty much not even Huitzilopochtli comes down. It's his son that comes. His son comes down to pick her up. Because it says her son, it says Huitzilopochtli's son comes to pick Vampirella up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it comes to pick her up and go, and then like you said, aim this lightning bolt that you want to aim at all of Paris at one place. I'm like, dude, if you had that much power to aim a freaking thunderbolt or whatever it was towards anything, I would not want to piss her off. But the funniest thing is the couple start talking and going, why is it getting hot in here or something like that. So I thought it was I thought it was funny and everything. So
I was laughing like pretty much the whole issue. I thought
I was
funny,
pretty
but it
much
was good.
laughing the whole issue. It was good.
It was funny, but
it was good. And then Hasilopockly actually comes and picks her up, and actually talks about it. And they actually talk about it. And then she goes, "No, somebody else has my heart," or something like that. Or
no, I mean, like the end of the issue was good because like she was able to go talk to Huitzilopochtli and like say like, because he gave her an ultimatum, you know, you want to be with me or not, and like, and she decided because of the poet, what he wrote, the poet wrote a poem to her, and it was like so like it filled her up with so much like good, like she loved it. That like she's like, no, I don't want to be with, you no more, the sun god.
Right.
There's so
I'd
much
rather
good
be with a human being.
There's so much good in human beings. If a human being can make this poem, and make me feel this way, I want to be here. And there you go. And like, thank God, the sun god's like, okay, I understand. We made love, one night. It was great.
At least he didn't have Latin machismo like I would have thought.
He's not mixed with Spanish blood. He's just straight up indigenous. He's an indigenous god only.
Yeah. Because if he was mixed with indigenous blood, he would be a lot more unforgiving.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
it was great. It was good.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
And then let's before we go into Panther and all that.
Yep.
Readability. Okay, we're going for readability, jump on ability. What score are we giving it?
I guess because it's coming on into a storyline. I wouldn't say. I don't know. I think it's a little harder to jump onto.
This issue was a little harder because it didn't explain anything from the last issue. So yeah.
So I don't know. I'll probably give it like a 5 on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. 5. Because it's like because this is part 2 of a story,
right?
And obviously, at least it seems like there's a conclusion to it,
right?
But it's like a part 2 to a story. It's like the person will have to, in order to really jump on,
you would have to grab issue 30 to jump on.
Exactly. Grab the previous issue, then go from there. So
B, do you agree with what Dell's saying, like a 5, or is it a little lower than that? Says for jump on ability wise.
Okay, jump on ability. Like, okay, we're only going to talk about jump on. We'll get to like the final ranking
right
after this, but jump on if like. The first book, what's this? And you grab Vampirella 31 and you started reading it. I'd probably agree. Maybe 6. It's not too bad, but like, understanding wise, I totally agree with Dell though. It's like,
right. But let's just say
you would not understand this.
Yeah. Let's just say if we didn't read issue 30 and we just all three of us just jumped on in issue 31. We would be confused.
Confused as hell.
Right.
5, but I'd be intrigued. Like, maybe
you'd be intrigued and then grab
about it.
Then grab the previous issue.
One.
Yes. So 5. Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. Like 5 is how jump on ability score for this one. So it wasn't easy to jump on, but you could if you want to, but you would have to grab issue 30 and then enjoyment of the story. Now the score of enjoyment of the story.
Enjoyment. We're talking about complete.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, because I would. It was a decent story. It wasn't terrible. It was decent because it was. Kind of gave it a little bit of everything. It shows like a certain side of Vampirella that she like. It just seems like this is the second time that I see her like have like a love interest, and it's like the second time she has a love interest. It's still a person, a character of has some sort of power. Yeah, It's like, she's having an interest into with somebody of power.
Oh yeah.
It's like the first love interest going back to Dracula when she had a
right. Well, if you read the little black parts of the first part, you go a lot of girls like gold diggers.
but and then in this case, she's fell for a
god,
some sort of god or deity,
right?
So it's like, okay, she's like somebody that's of influence,
right?
For like a better term, somebody of influence,
right?
So
so enjoyability.
I'll say it's like I'll give it like a solid 7 because it's like
okay,
it gives like a certain thing to the character. It introduces a certain softer side to Vampirella.
All right. Well, all right, B. What about you?
Well, okay. So I wasn't a fan of 30, the first part of this story. I thought it was a little bit fumbled.
Right.
But when you come around to the second issue, I think he nailed it. Like freaking nailed it. Like made everything coherent.
Right.
And I love what he was able to do with Vampirella and the story that we got with it. And so like I read this a couple times. I read the first one a couple times.
Right.
First one I didn't like, but like now reading them like both together, it makes great sense. This is a great freaking story.
So, but if you're saying if you're gonna read these stories, you have to read 30 and 31 together.
Yeah, it's a book. It has to be read together.
Right.
Like that's the only way for me, because like the first one, if I just read the first, like I said, it was like a 5.6,
right,
0.5. This one, like without that one, like would have been like another 5.6, but both of them together, to me, talking 10 out of 10. The story made sense. I love how they jumped. It's so hard to like talk about like a real like character like the sun god, let's bring him in there and like bring in some sort of mythology. Let's bring in seances. Like I'm in the haunted basement studio, right? That's
that's your jam.
I mean, I love haunted stuff, it's my jam, dude. So like let's bring in some crazy story lore like that, and they made it great. And I love the story. 1 and 2, 10 out of 10. I'm so glad I read it, and I highly recommend it if you like, anything horror, anything, a little bit scary. This is one for you.
This is one for if you love horror parts of the horror aspect of Vampirella is these two issues pretty much.
It's so good, man. I'm sorry, but it's so good. But even like let's talk about the art in a minute, when you can.
And well, my score is a little lower than the B's, but
no worries. That's why we're here, right? We can't always agree. That's what makes it a great show.
Mine's a little lower, and I'm a hardcore Vampy fan, but it's a little lower, but it's not too much lower than B's. I give it a solid 8. It's nice. It's a nice story. It's goofy. It's a little, it's a little scary on top of being a little goofy too, certain parts. But yeah, I give it a solid 8. So we'll meet in the middle and say pretty much a 9, but give it a 9. Meet in the middle. Yeah, something like that.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah. But what do we think of Gonzalez's art this time around?
I'll go last.
Okay.
I think the art. Again, if you start going to like close-ups and stuff like that.
See the close-up.
For example, this page that you have up, where it shows like in the middle part off to the right, shows like Vampirella kind of looking off, like almost like daydreaming. Great portraits.
Right.
He's fantastic at drawing people and people's faces and stuff like that. It's a great sketch artist.
Right.
Even with the like, if you go back to the one page like right here. Right, no, go back forward.
Yeah.
No, go forward.
That way.
This. Yeah. Stop. Go back.
Okay. Back.
Yeah. Stop. So so far from what I like is the people, and he draws backgrounds fairly decently, like the building,
right.
smoke and all that stuff, using the wash and all that stuff, in vehicles and stuff like that. Like he's great, he's good, but it's just when it comes to drawing monsters and creatures and stuff like that, that's where I like I said before, I think he lacks. Yeah. So I'll definitely give him a 9, especially on this issue. I'll give him a 9 because I like the way that because he's done a lot of close-ups and it looked great.
All right, you'll give it a 9. I can see that, but like I give it his creatures. Like I even read some of the letters pages, and some people pretty much complained about Gonzalez's creatures. Pretty much like the letters pages. They go, dude, they look hairy. They look all kinds of weird. But I can understand it. But like this panel here, like these 3 panels here were my favorite out of Gonzalez's thing, was where she's actually in the in the hotel room. Like these 4 panels were my favorites out of that, out of the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing is decent. It's decent. Like you gave it another solid 9. I'll give it a solid 8. 8. You know what I mean? He didn't do too bad. It's just, what did you guys think about him? His this part, like when the sun actually hit the.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like it could be a little bit, hit or miss right there, but overall, like if I want to talk about it, like it's a fucking 10 out of 10, dude.
All right,
like,
a lot of people like Gonzalez's stuff. And a lot of people say Gonzalez defined her, so I can understand. It's it's a solid 10. Yeah,
so many amazing panels in this one, dude.
Right,
like Vampirella, like how he does black and white with her is it's gorgeous, dude. Like oh my god, like the little teardrop eye, the shadow on the face, everything is this amazing. And like maybe that's like why we love Vampirella today, is because who drew her first, pretty much.
It's because of Gonzalez and everybody taking respect out of Gonzalez. So
the one thing I will kind of want to compliment him on, if you Jeff, if you go forward like 2 pages.
2 pages? 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah, right here. So like if you go look at the bottom right square.
Yeah.
So the people are melting, and kind of almost like look zombie-ish.
Right.
It's like, to me it doesn't look half bad. So doesn't look terrible. It's not the best, but it doesn't look terrible either. So I think I'll give him a little credit here, that at least for something that's kind of like not doesn't look like 100% human.
Right.
Like, so,
he improved. He improved it. Yeah.
It looks a little bit better than some of the monsters and creatures that he has
previously
drawn. Previously.
The
like,
stuff he previously
like the horse. Yeah, and then on the same one where the horse is pulling the carriage, the horses look pretty decent. And the only thing as far as like animals, the horses look good, look decent. And whenever he draws Vampirella in bat form, at least it looks like a bat, So it
right. Like at least it doesn't look like a ball and 2 wings.
Yeah, exactly. I got like a sort of weird dot in a whatever.
Yeah. So I give it a solid. I'll give him a solid. I'll give it a 9. Yeah, I'll agree. I'll give it a 9. After actually looking at it, I'll give it a 9. What about you, B?
Like I said, it's
a 10.
It's a fucking 10 because every Vampirella that he draws in this thing, like I'm just scrolling through it right here on my surface. It's amazing, dude. Like how he does the black and white, like little scratches. I guess you can call it like almost scratches, because how can you make a black and white like have depth to it? And what he does with her eyes and her hair, dude, like every panel, like she looks like a real person.
That's why Gonzalez is
it's amazing. It's amazing. That's why it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, that's why Gonzalez is one of the top guys that everybody mentions when they mention Vampirella, is because of why people know her as a beauty is because of Gonzalez.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
yeah, so I can understand why it's a 10, you know, and I get it. I get why people like him too, and I don't trust me. I would love to own a piece of it, but that's gonna be super expensive. If you already saw what a Frazetta goes for, us talking about us talking about Gonzalez more. Gonzalez's stuff is gonna go up in price. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so overall, a solid 9 for the whole story. Solid 9 for the whole story. And then now we're getting to get into this Panther story.
Okay, I love it. That's a spoiler. I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Okay, so we get into this Panther story. We find out that she was adopted pretty much. We find out she's pretty much she's been adopted by, so she's not actually, with these parents that she originally thought she had, and then so some stuff happens. a lot of weird stuff happens in the story, pretty much. No, she likes abusive. She likes abusive partners. It seems like.
Yeah, she seems to be like she's drawn to abuse. Like she's a magnet for abuse.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's what I kind of seem about this is like somebody like, hey, and this like don't hit a woman, because if you hit a woman, bad things are gonna happen to you. That's pretty much what it is. And like, for real, like, you never put your hands on a woman, ever
at all. And then
but we're looking.
This is pretty much a story telling you, if you do that, you never know if you might hit do into a wrong one, and she might turn into a panther and maul the crap out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, like I said, I enjoyed the story for what it was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And artwork wise, it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. And then especially where it shows her changing into the panther. That was the amazing part, I think, out of the thing.
Yeah, she changes she was changing back from a panther back to human form. So that's cool. That's very cool of the artist to do that too, because that's stuff that, at least like when I watch like movies where it shows like like let's say for example werewolf movie. That's always like the cool thing that I enjoy seeing in a werewolf type of movie, where the human transforming. You see the fingernails coming out, the hair growing out, the eyes changing, the whole thing, the whole metamorphosis process. So it's cool to see in
at least it made sense. At least this made sense of why she's naked. Yeah, and she doesn't have clothes because she turns into the panther. The clothes, of course, is gonna come off, because that was the same one that we even asked. I even asked when Vampy turned into a bat. Like I wanted answers from other people, and other people go, "Oh, maybe it turns into a little." So, but at least it made sense because she turned into a panther, so the clothes aren't gonna be there because she's gonna be the panther. So it's like. But and then we get deeper into the story, and then she goes back. Well, we find out why she's attracting abusive people, because she grew up with adopted parents that were abusive. So that makes
father,
abusive father, pretty much.
I love Dell's take on how like the transformation from a human into a panther, and how they were able to draw that. Like we get that, in movie forms when it comes to like, the Werewolf from London, like, from the 85, 1985 was great. So I love how like, they kind of draw that, like that's how they could do it. I mean, we're talking black and white art here, y'all. So like you got to remember that, like when we're talking about the art and everything, this is black and white. This isn't color. So like it's not like what we see today, like where they can make it different. So like how they can like make that depth, that line art in the comics of her turning into a panther, is awesome. That's how it would, a little transformation. I mean, imagine reading this thing, as a 13-year-old in like 70. You know, it's crazy.
Right.
So it is very great. And good black and white art, line art.
Right.
And and dude, why they got to make these sexy freaking brunettes? What's going on?
Yeah, pretty much brunettes that are deadly.
Yep.
Brunettes that are super deadly. What would you rather encounter? A Vampirella or a Panther? I would rather encounter Vampirella than before Panther, because Panther. I'm not surviving. I'm not surviving an encounter with Panther for sure. But if you encounter Vampy, at least you might survive. You might end up with 2 holes in your neck, but you might survive.
Yep. She can take me as my little boy wherever she wants to go, and then just suck on my blood. But Panthera, she's gonna rip out that jugular.
Yeah,
and she wants to do it because, like, when we get towards the end of this issue, she maybe realizes who she really is.
Yeah, and then she finally, pretty much, she realizes and she figures it out. Pretty much, I think we find out in either next issue or in 2 more issues. I forget. I think we find out she's I won't give it away, but you guys you'll find out. But I know something that you guys don't. But yeah, so yeah, pretty much she gets pretty much feral, because she doesn't turn into a panther just yet. But the parents are beating pretty much living shit out of her. And then
the father's like abusive.
It's a tough read, you know, especially when you have like girls of my own. But like what it apparently, like, maybe she's a foster kid, and like the dipshit dad was abusive to her when she was younger.
Not a good guy. Let's say that.
No, not at all. And she just wants to find out who the hell
she really
came
is
from. Yeah. Right. And they're like, and then like even the mom like's like, no, she's lying about all whatever. And then like she's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn into my panther form and just rip out your throats. Yeah. And I am happy that I did it, because at the end of the issue, she knows who she is, and she wants that blood. She wants to kill, dude. Like she really does.
Now, after, dude, thinking about it, just being abused for that long, of course you're gonna turn into a vicious panther. You know, of course that's gonna happen.
She stands up for herself. Like, it's really a good, like, you know, it's a good story all around.
And it's a pretty much empowering story, pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of being, if you're being abused, stand up for yourself. That's pretty much is what it's telling you. The story is telling you is to stand up for yourself, and not to take it, you know, from anybody, pretty much. So okay, we're gonna grade this one, and then we'll jump on to Luana, and then we'll finish off. But so what are we grading jump on ability wise to Panther part 2 of Panther? Was it did we need the other part? Did we need the first part of it where she got introduced?
I would say so. I would think that we kind of need it, because it's still kind of like, I feel it's like somewhat of a continuation of the first one, to kind of know where she's coming from, because it starts off with her leaving the house or the apartment of the last guy she killed from the previous episode, from the previous issue. So it's, you know, it's still early in the story to where it's still kind of easy, because the way it's written, because it gave it a little as you can see, a little prologue on it.
Right.
But still, it's like, it's to really get the whole picture. I think it's better for somebody to read the initial issue that introduces her. But still, it's still fairly easy to jump on. Also, I'll give it like a 7, because it's still fairly easy. But to really, it would have been higher if it was, I'm giving it a 7, which I think is fairly high to begin with.
Right.
It would have been higher if it was just a completely new story.
Right.
To begin with. But because simply there was a saving grace where it was a prologue on it, because it gave a little bit of a prologue of, you know, like quick picture of what happened in the previous issue. So
Yeah, jump on ability wise, I'll agree with your score. I'll give it a 7's being nice about it. Yeah, 7. What about you, B?
Jump on ability, I would say it's probably like I maybe agree with Dale, but maybe like a 6,
Okay,
6.5, just because like you don't really know what's going on. If you,
right. We were just me and Dell were just being nice,
yeah,
but yeah, we
we're
agree.
no, I agree. But what we like what we go back with the latest Vampirella that we just talked about, where
Right,
it's like almost a two-parter, and
right,
like once you read the first part and you read the
right,
second part, it makes the story better because you can actually understand it. So if
right,
somebody jumped in on a second part of this one, uh, it's cool. It's cool. It's a cool story, but like
right,
what's really going on? But again, we don't know what's going on with Pantha too. And
right,
so the reader at even reading 1 and 2 is a little bit like what's going on? What's going on?
right,
And I don't know. I don't know if there's I'm praying there's more coming because I
right,
want to know what's going on with the story. So
right.
I'm super intrigued with what's going to
Okay,
happen next.
all right.
Super intrigued.
Yeah. All right. So we'll give it that, and then what do we okay, all three. No, we'll give all 3 grades for the art this time right now. So art, what are we thinking about art though?
All right, it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty decent. I give it a 7. Even the like stay on this page right here. Even
Right,
the artist is like so it just reminds me that what that is drawn in the 70s. So
Yeah.
there's a little rock and roll here
right.
influence here because I think B knows where I'm going. This guy looks like a little bit like Morrison from the Doors.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
does.
I
He
thought so
does.
too.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If he looks at because the way the hairstyle and the only difference is this guy's like wearing a cape with the guitar. It's like he's some sort of like superhero, but he does look a little bit like the way the hair is styled and everything. It's like a little Morrison influence on this one. So, but overall, it's still pretty decent. It's decent. I'll give it like a solid 7. Yeah, 7.
Okay.
Or
All right. So what about you, B?
Yeah, I totally agree with Dale with about a 7. I again black and white art where
Right,
Panther's got some like it's like scratches art with her
right,
hair,
right,
down. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I do like dig the art from this time period,
right.
and like I said, it's a solid 7. You
Okay.
get good details, and even like the people's faces, like the men faces, the old
Right,
man faces. You
right,
get some good details in it, and Panther's looking good. But it's that really sketched out art where
right,
like it's a black and white, and like you see the black sketch through like the bottom of their coat or something like
right.
that. Their eyes. I think they did a good job. So yeah,
All right.
solid 7. Like I'm
All right. And then I'll agree with both of you guys. I'll give it a solid 7. Yep. So yeah, and then enjoyability of the story grade from both of you guys.
10. Fucking 10. I love it. I love it. I love
Okay.
this
good.
Panther story. Both
Yeah,
of
it's
them,
good.
I'm digging it. It's
Okay.
super fast, super easy to read,
Right.
easy to read. You know what's going on.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like for me to finally read a Panther story, like where she was origin, because I read the
Right.
newer ones,
Yeah.
like so that makes me a little bit biased, and so
Right.
like I love this character, and to
Yeah,
see this
but
shit,
you've
I'm
yeah,
a fucking 10. I love it. I
but
love it.
yeah, but it gives you more detail of where it came
Yeah,
from. Where
exactly.
yeah,
That's why it makes it a 10 because I get
right,
more detail
right,
from her character
right.
and it just like hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
I'm a kid, man. I'm watching this, I'm
right,
reading
right,
this stuff. It's awesome. It's awesome.
right. So yeah. So
That's
what about
me.
you, Del? Same thing or lower?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll give it a 9. It's definitely
All
I
right.
did enjoy the
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I feel like it's still good build up to the story. It's still
Right.
the writing's
Yeah,
good.
it's still got it's still more to come. So
Yeah,
I'll give it a solid like you. I'll give it a solid 9, and because B of course is gonna get
I'm
because
excited.
he gets excited. So of course this one's gonna be but a 9 for us. So overall a 9. The whole thing so far, but Dell didn't read this one. The next story we were getting into, and this is the rare where we get the 3 stories.
Yeah,
it's just because since the cover had Luana on it and it was a Frazetta one, that's the only reason I told you guys to read it. And so we had to jump ahead to 55. So give me a second. 55. Aha. There we go. So this is the Luana story. It's pretty much I read the movie. I pretty much looked over the movie. It's pretty much word for word for the movie. Pretty much. Panel for panel. Yeah. So pretty much panel per panel for the movie a little bit, or it's a little more detail than the movie was. You know what I mean? But it's still interesting. I mean, like me and B were saying, it's pretty much Shira. Why did I ask you?
Sheena. Yeah, Sheena.
Sheena, it's pretty much Sheena.
Queen of the Jungle, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much Italian version of Sheena, pretty much. It's pretty much female Tarzan.
Yeah, female Tarzan here. Good story, not too bad. I mean, like we actually get who she is by the final end of the issue.
Right.
We get like these people going to the safari, and they're looking for I don't know if they're looking for drugs on this time, but
they're looking for plant. They're looking for a plant that could save people on top of being. It could be a drug too, supposedly.
Yeah.
But and then what the guys were looking for this plant. Guess what? The plant likes to eat people too.
They want to eat people, and you got like an Amazon guardian, like a bunch of people that live out there, like what they call people that aren't from society,
right?
And they're gonna go ahead and attack this group of people with poisonous arrows,
darts and whatever. Pretty much the guy that was looking for civilization type stuff, and so the plant and whatever. So he gets freaking pretty much drugged, but he gets saved by Luana. He gets saved by a prince. How did he say it? Not a jungle beauty or something like that.
They gotta be hot looking, right? So so this expedition goes in to try to find these drugs, these plants,
right?
And in the meantime, they get ambushed by a bunch of people out there that don't want them to take it, but they're not from civilization, and so they get shot down with poison arrows. And then our main guy is he's telling his second guy no, leave, you gotta leave because I don't want you to die. I'm gonna end up dying. But before he dies, this Luana character comes up and takes the poisonous arrow out of his neck, and then somehow heals it with some leaves, right? And then so he wakes up and he's like, was that even real? But then he makes it back to his people, and they leave the expedition, and then they meet up in a bar, and then you get this character.
Yeah. Okay, this lady comes in and goes, "Hey, I want to hire you and find my parents' shipwreck or plane wreck or whatever." So and then
he's let's go back to the Amazon. I'll hire you to go back to the Amazon.
Right. And then let's just say some shenanigans happens. Another guy, another one of the guy or somebody else overhears them and goes to find the family friend of the dad of the girl and go, "Hey, you need to get involved with this with this expedition or our shit's gonna get found out, and I'm not gonna help you no more or whatever." So it's pretty interesting.
It's crazy because that other character comes in and he's actually the one that's producing the drugs or whatnot. He's the bad guy, and he's well, I know this I know this girl or something. Let me put myself into this other expedition back
Yeah,
out.
so
into
pretty much
Amazon.
the middle panel explains who he is. She pretty much explains who he is. He goes, he's a family friend. He was there when my dad, when the plane went down. Blah 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 blah. Pretty much, like I said, it's pretty much if you want to not read it and you just want to watch the movie Luana, you can. It's pretty much panel for panel. It's pretty much the movie wise. It's just going to be in Italian, so you might want to have your subtitles on just in case. But if you want to read it a lot, because there's a book up there, I think the book's a little longer than the movie was, but I think the comic was pretty much panel for panel the movie pretty much. What I read so far, but enjoyment wise, I enjoyed the story. Did you enjoy the story, B?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I gave it like a 7.
Yeah, because we've read it.
Okay.
My the same issue I think you're having with it, the same issue I'm having with it is we've read it before.
I read it before. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. We've read this before. It's pretty much female Tarzan. Pretty much.
I do like how the character is supposed to be like an Asian tint, which is awesome.
Right.
I'm totally down with that.
Yeah.
Because I'd be glad to see like a sexy little Asian girl run around the jungle. That's amazing. But I said, it was good. So,
it was good.
Read it before.
Well, what score wise? What'd you score in it?
Again, like the score of it, like the whole story, right? Like reading it panel to panel because there was a lot of dialogue on it.
Right, yeah.
I did read a lot of the dialogue. 7.
7.
7. It's a 7 all around, which means like I'm glad I read it.
Right. I agree. I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. It's a solid 7. And then overall, it's a solid 7, guys. But
I mean, I wouldn't mind reading if there's any more of this story where it goes on, but I think they ended it.
Yeah, really I don't think so. Yeah,
it was like pretty much a one shot.
Yeah, pretty much a one shot because of the movie and everything. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's only this part of it, and that's pretty much it. But solid 7. So what do we give the issue 31 overall? The grade overall for it. The overall grade for it. What do you guys think? I was thinking we'll give it a solid 9.
Yep. I'm at a 9, dude, just because like the Vampirella and Panther story was great to me. That's my personal ranking was like it was great.
Yeah.
So
what about you, Del?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I really dig the cover. And I think it's the 2 stories that I read, the 2 of the 3 stories I read, it's like they're good too overall. So I'll give it a 9. And because I skimmed through the artwork on the Luana thing, I dig it too. So of course the cover really sold me because it's presented and it's a really good cover.
It's a solid. So all 3 of us agree it's a solid. 31 is a issue is a solid 9. So I mean, if you guys want to read 31, you can. But I would recommend me and B and Dell would recommend you grab 30 first and then grab 31. So to make a little more sense, so it could be a 10 for you, like for
real. It does. Those stories go great together. Like you don't want to read 1 and not 2. Like you can read them both together. So it's amazing.
We're gonna be getting into next week's issue. Next week's issue is 32, and let's just say we get into a casino for that gambles your life away. Gambles life. So let's see what happens there with Vampirella and Pendragon, because this is what the cover looks like. Hold on, let me bring it up. So this is their 32 next week. So
great.
Yeah, we'll find out some more information, but I'm gonna send it to you guys when we get off of here. But so I'm excited for next week, guys. So I'll show you guys the main, so I always do. I'll show you guys the main issue since I have it. Here's the main issue. So
amazing.
Here's 31.
That's awesome.
So here's issue 31.
So cool.
So so that's that, and then here's next week's issue. So we're gonna get another Inridge cover. So that's gonna be interesting. So I'm excited for you guys to read it, and I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna think of it. So there is a Panther story in there. So read that. Same thing,
Yes.
same thing like we've been doing. Read both stories, and then. But if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, thumbs up, and then there's you guys are heard. If you guys haven't heard, Rachie, Faces by Rachie, or Rachie in general, cosplayer Rachel is having some issues with mom. Has cancer and whatever. If you guys can donate, or if you guys don't want to get your latest issue of Vampy, latest issue of Hulk or whatever it is, or coffee or whatever, $5. But her GoFundMe is down below. If you guys want to help out, it's down in the description below. Go help her out. And then if you guys want to get to watch B stuff, B's information is down below. B's IG's down below. His YouTube, everything's down in the description below. But guys, if you guys have been enjoying Vampy Book Club, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll have issue 32. So we'll see you guys next week.